It was a Friday night, and my wife, Sarah, had invited me to a dinner with her co-workers and her boss, Ryan, in Boise, Idaho. She said it was just a casual team dinner, but the way she dressed up, sleek black dress, red lipstick and heels I hadn't seen in months, told me it was more than casual. I didn't think much of it at first. I was proud of her career, proud to be by her side. But over the past few weeks, there had been small things that didn't sit right. The way she'd started dressing up more for work, the late nights that turned into early mornings, the faint cologne on her blouse that definitely wasn't mine. Still, I brushed it off, telling myself not to be one of those paranoid husbands who imagine problems where there aren't any. But that night, something in her tone was off. She smiled a little too wide, her voice a little too high. "Don't wait up, okay? I might be late," she said as she grabbed her purse. Then, without meeting my eyes, she added, "It's just work." I watched her walk out the door of our home in Meridian, Idaho, and felt that uneasy twist in my gut. The kind you get when your instincts whisper something your heart doesn't want to believe. So, instead of distracting myself with TV or work, I sat in the living room, thinking. Then I remembered something. The Find My Device app we both shared after one of us misplaced a phone months ago. I opened it. Her location wasn't moving toward the restaurant she'd mentioned. It was heading toward a hotel in downtown Boise. At first, I thought it had to be a mistake. Maybe she was picking someone up, or maybe her GPS was wrong. But the dot stayed there. As minutes turned to hours, my denial faded into a cold, steady anger. I scrolled through our text history, seeing all her excuses from the past few weeks, and it all started to make sense. The late-night team projects, the broken elevator at work, the sleeping at a co-worker's place because of the storm. Every lie she'd told had been carefully dressed up as responsibility. But it was all just betrayal in disguise. I didn't drive there. I didn't need to. I'd already lost enough dignity giving her the benefit of the doubt. Instead, I took a deep breath, picked up my phone, and typed a simple message. "Hope you and Ethan have fun tonight." Then I hit send. For a second, my heart raced. 10 seconds later, my phone lit up. First one text, then 3, then 5. "What are you talking about? Why would you say that? Are you spying on me?" Each one came faster than the last, followed by a call. I let it ring. The irony was she never even confirmed Ethan's name to me. It was just a gut feeling. He was the co-worker she mentioned too often, the one whose jokes she repeated, the one whose texts she'd giggle at when she thought I wasn't looking. And from her panicked reaction, I knew I'd hit the bullseye. She called again, then again. By the 7th missed call, I got a final text. "It's not what you think. Please answer me." I didn't. I just turned my phone off, leaned back in my chair, and let silence do the talking. When she came home around 2 a.m., I pretended to be asleep on the couch. I could feel her presence lingering behind me, her shallow breaths, the way her body trembled slightly. After a few minutes, she whispered, "I can explain." I didn't move. The next morning, she tried again, coffee in hand, eyes red from crying. "Nothing happened," she said. "I just met Ethan to talk about work stuff. You're overreacting." I looked at her for a long time before answering. "Then why did you panic when I mentioned his name?" She opened her mouth but couldn't speak. That silence was all I needed. Over the next few days, the truth unraveled on its own. A co-worker of hers, a quiet guy named Brian, reached out to me privately. He said he'd seen Sarah and Ethan together at the hotel multiple times. "I thought you should know, man," he said. His voice carried pity, but I didn't need it. By then, my emotions had cooled into something sharper: clarity. That night, I packed a small suitcase, left a note on the kitchen counter, and walked out. The note was short. "Don't wait up. I'm done waiting for you." A week later, she started calling from different numbers, apologizing, begging for another chance, saying it was a mistake and that she still loved me. But once trust is broken, it can't be unbroken. I had loved her deeply, but the version of her I loved didn't exist anymore. All that was left was a stranger who'd gambled our marriage for a thrill. Months later, when I saw her by chance at a cafe in Eagle, Idaho, she looked smaller somehow, drained, defeated. She smiled faintly, as if searching for a flicker of the man who used to adore her. I just nodded politely and walked away. I didn't need to say a word. She'd already lost far more than she realized the night she told me not to wait up. Because when I stopped waiting, I started living again.